Your cat chose you. They found your lap. They followed you to the bathroom. They memorized your schedule before you even noticed. And yet, the moment your hands wrap around them to lift them up, something switches. The trust seems to evaporate in an instant. That look on their face isn't stubbornness. It isn't even annoyance. What you're actually seeing is a nervous system responding to something it classifies as a threat. I'm here at whatCatsfeel because I believe understanding what's happening inside your cat changes everything about how you live with them. And today we're going deep on one of the most misread moments in the cat-human relationship, being picked up. We're going to cover the biology, the body language, the mistakes, and the fix. By the end, you won't just know what to do differently. You'll understand why your cat responds the way they do. And that understanding, that's where real trust is built. If that's the kind of content you're here for, subscribe. New episodes every week. Let's get into it. Section 1. What your cat's body remembers. Here's something worth sitting with. Your cat has been a house pet for maybe a few years, but their nervous system has been shaped by roughly 10,000 years of living as a small animal in a world full of things that want to eat them. One of the most dangerous things that can happen to a small ground animal isn't being chased. It's being lifted. Because in nature, if your feet leave the ground without your permission, it means something has you, a bird of prey, a larger predator. And what happens next is usually not good. Your cat's body remembers this. Not as a thought, not as a memory they can recall, but as an automatic, full-body response that fires before they even process what's happening. The moment they're airborne, a very ancient alarm sounds, and every instinct they have says, get back to the ground. The beautiful, strange thing is that 5 seconds later, they might be completely fine. They might even walk back over to you because their conscious experience of you is good. It's their body that panicked, not their feelings about you. Understanding that split between how they feel about you and how their body reacts to being lifted is everything. It's not personal. It's biological. And it means the solution isn't about earning more love. It's about changing how the body experiences the moment. Section 2. Control is their currency. If you want to understand how a cat processes safety, watch what they do with space. They find high spots. They face doorways. They position themselves where they can see everything and escape anywhere. This isn't paranoia. It's their version of feeling at ease. Control for a cat isn't about being bossy. It's about always knowing what their options are. And when you pick them up, every option disappears at once. They can't run. They can't jump. They can't choose. Their entire sense of safety collapses into one question. When does this end? This is why the same cat that melts when you stroke them on the couch becomes a blender or claws the moment you try to carry them. It's not about the touch. It's about the freedom. Petting on their terms leaves them in control. Being held removes entirely. And here's where it gets compounded. If anything unexpected happens while they're in your arms, a sound, a movement, another animal, they can't respond the way their instincts demand. That blocked response doesn't just create frustration. For some cats, it creates real fear. And fear repeated often enough becomes a pattern. The more you can work with this need for control, instead of against it, the more your cat's overall comfort around you grows, even outside of the picking up moments. Section 3. The physics of feeling safe. Let's talk about what's actually happening physically when a cat gets picked up, because most people are accidentally making it worse through something completely fixable. The most common way people lift a cat is by placing both hands under the front of the body, and from a human perspective, this feels supportive. But think about what the cat's back half is experiencing. Nothing. It's hanging in space. Their hips, their back legs, their tail, all weightless and unanchored. The body interprets weightlessness in the back end as instability, which the nervous system reads as falling. And when you feel like you're falling, you kick, you scramble, you grab for anything solid. That's not aggression. That's physics meeting panic. The fix is simple but specific. Support the full length of their body, front and back at the same time, from the very first second of the lift. When their hind legs have something to rest on, the falling sensation never triggers. And a body that doesn't feel like it's falling doesn't panic. Same cat, same owner, completely different experience. Just based on where your hands are, Section 4. 2 different love languages. Humans are physically expressive creatures. We reach out, we hold, we pull the things we love closer to our bodies. It's one of the most natural things we do, and it genuinely communicates warmth between us. But cats experience close physical constriction in a very different context. In their world, being tightly held happens during fights, during veterinary procedures, or when another animal has caught them. So even though your brain is transmitting love, their body is receiving a very different signal. Some cats respond to this by going completely still. People often read that as calm, but in many cases it's the opposite. It's a shutdown response. The cat has become so overwhelmed that active resistance stops, replaced by stillness. It looks like tolerance. It feels to them like overload. Cats have their own rich vocabulary of affection. A slow blink is trust. A head pressed against your hand is intimacy. Choosing to be in the same room as you, every room, every day, that's devotion. These aren't lesser forms of love. They're just different ones. The relationship deepens when you learn to receive their language, not just offer yours. Section 5. The surprise factor. There's a specific thing that makes being picked up harder for cats than almost any other form of handling, and it's not the holding itself. It's the surprise. When something unexpected happens to a cat, their body spikes into high alert before their brain even begins to assess whether there's actually a threat. That's how their stress response is wired. Fast, automatic, and non-negotiable. You can't think your way out of it. You can only avoid triggering it. Here's the part that most people don't realize. Repeated unexpected handling doesn't just startle a cat in the moment. Over time, it changes how that cat relates to you at rest. They start monitoring you, tracking your movements, anticipating the grab. The space between you becomes charged with low-level vigilance. And that affects the whole relationship. The antidote is ritual. Give your cat a signal before you lift them. It doesn't have to be complex, a particular touch on the shoulder, a specific word, the same sequence every time. What matters is that their nervous system gets a moment to shift from resting to ready. When they know what's coming, the spike never happens. Over time, that signal stops being a warning and becomes a comfort. It means this is safe, this is known, this is fine. And that shift is completely learnable for almost any cat. Section 6. The whatCatsfeel method. Everything we've covered comes down to 4 principles, not a checklist, a way of thinking about every interaction with your cat. Principle 1. Signal before you act. Before every lift, give your cat a moment to register that something's about to happen. A hand on their back, their name in a calm voice. It costs you 3 seconds, and it completely changes their internal experience of what follows. Principle 2. Support the whole animal. From the moment they leave the ground, both ends of their body need to feel anchored. Your arm becomes the floor they're standing on. When the body feels stable, the nervous system quiets, and the cat that arrives in your arms is a calm one. Principle 3. Close is calmer than open. Once they're lifted, bring them in against your body rather than holding them out in front of you. Open air on all sides amplifies the instability. Contact with something solid, you, replicates the feeling of being on the ground. Your chest becomes their anchor. Principle 4. And this one changes everything in the long run. Hear the exit request. The moment your cat begins to shift, stiffen, or look away, set them down. Gently, immediately, without making them fight for it. This is where so many people lose trust without knowing it. If a cat has to struggle to get free, they learn that your arms mean restraint. But if they learn that a simple signal gets them down, that you listen, they stop dreading the lift. Some cats actually become more willing to be held once they understand that down is always an option. Signal, support, close, listen for principles. One completely different relationship with being held. I want to end with something I think is genuinely important. Some cats will work through this and grow to tolerate being held. Some will always prefer to love you from a foot away. Both of those are completely valid. Neither means a relationship is broken. A cat who won't be carried but shows up wherever you are every single day, that cat has chosen you. Completely. They're just expressing it in the language that feels true to them. I want to hear from you. What does your cat's version of affection look like? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this resonated, subscribe to What Cats Feel. We go deep on what's actually happening inside your cat, one feeling at a time. See you in the next one.